There are way too many people out there who look like me, who are rushing to defend Karmelo Anthony because he looks like them. But those same people, instead of being upset with Karmelo Anthony, are going to be upset with me for what I'm about to say. This was always what the radical BLM movement was going to eventually lead to. The most basic, reductive form of tribalism based on skin color alone. We can't even agree anymore on what is right and what is wrong. We've been reduced now to our most basic identifying characteristics.
He ain't even that dark, but they don't like melanin. Melanin is the biggest enemy that they have ever seen. This is why they go after certain people.
I don't know why this lady is like this. Every single time she sees truth, she would turn another way and say something ridiculous. Look at what she's saying here. If you don't defend Camilo, you're a racist. That is according to what she said. Yes, when I look at what this lady has done for a very first short time in Congress, it's like she never knew that she would go viral on social media. Always like this every single time. I don't know why the race game is coming into this. This is my second video about this.
There are way too many people out there who look like me, who are rushing to defend Karmelo Anthony because he looks like them. But those same people, instead of being upset with Karmelo Anthony, are going to be upset with me for what I'm about to say. This was always what the radical BLM movement was going to eventually lead to. The most basic, reductive form of tribalism based on skin color alone. We can't even agree anymore on what is right and what is wrong. We've been reduced now to our most basic identifying characteristics. You know, the correct way to process this would be to demand justice for the victim and make sure that punishments are handed out that fits the crime. It doesn't even matter if the victim was allegedly racist. That's not a reason or excuse to take someone's life away. I mean, he shouldn't even have had a knife on school grounds anyway. That's a felony in the state of Texas. Am I right? But y'all like felons. That's why y'all made a hero out of George Floyd. Never mind. But now you've got Karmelo Anthony's family moving into a almost $1 million house, getting new cars, you know, after they raised so much money with this legal defense fund, GoFundMe. And that's because people took up and donated for him because they saw no issue with what transpired. They saw no issue, apparently, with this loss of life. And it has to do all too often just because of the color of one person's skin. And it shouldn't be that way. And you know, now the family says they need extra security too. Really? After what Karmelo did, you need more security. Because it seems like you have all the security you need right there under your nose. But I digress. Now, basically, what they're going to say to me is, they're going to say, oh, you are a sellout, you are an Uncle Tom, you are a coon, you are acting white. You're going to say this and that because apparently speaking out against degenerate behavior now means that I'm acting white, means that I'm some sort of sellout. This is the mentality that needs to stop. They're going to say, you're not invited to the cookout. You're not allowed to the cookout. Like, oh, so your idea of who should come to a cookout is someone whose idea of conflict resolution is jumping up and slashing with a knife? I don't think so. I don't want to be at your cookout. That's all fine and good with me. But I'm so sick and tired of this mentality continuing. It's only going to stop when we have more people who are brave enough and bold enough to stand up and speak out for what is right, regardless of the blowback. And that's what I'm going to do. And so it doesn't matter if you call me a coon or Uncle Tom or a sellout. It doesn't matter. What matters is what is right and what is wrong. And this is wrong. And we should all be able to at least agree on that.
When you take a look at this, Karmelo has been moved to an undisclosed location following his release from jail. According to his family, Anthony is accused of murdering Austin by stabbing him in the heart. According to a new press release from Minister Dominic, the family has received disturbing things in the mail, including this arbitrarily. We are sharing images and documentations of the threat the family has faced this past weekend to make the public aware of the dangerous atmosphere that has been created, an atmosphere whereby organized hate, systematic racism.
Let's see all of the things white people lied about during the Karmelo Anthony situation. So he never had a knife. It was a cleat sharpener. That's lie number one. He actually was allowed to be in the tent that he was in because he is an athlete. So they lied about that as well. They say he started the fight. He did not start the fight. Austin, what was his name? The brother of the dead kid, Austin's brother, was on camera saying that they approached him and began grabbing his stuff, trying to remove him from a tent, which they had no authoritative control over, by the way. They are not here to physically remove anybody. No child in the United States, in any United States of America school system, has ever been deemed responsible for physically removing other children from any type of premises. It doesn't happen like that. So adults are always the de-escalators. So they lied about it. That's 4 lies. When are people going to understand that bigotry is so easy to spot? You know, when you try to act like you outraged over a human losing his life, but the facts are presented to you and you still don't change your stance. You still solid within your ignorance. It's just showing your racism. And I mean, we grown now. It's 2025. You racist. Like, shit been going on before we been here, and it's gonna go on after. But it's just so easy how y'all are simple to identify, because I don't think any one of them have told the truth so far yet. You just trying to mask your racism. That's it.
Lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address.
I don't like to see people who don't take accountabilities for their actions, no matter the skin color. If you've committed a crime, admit it. Don't turn everything, playing race card. It is not good. This is not something that we should start turning around. It should not be happening. The mother came crying, oh, it's like this, oh, cannot even sleep tonight, cannot do this one. I don't want to see that. Accept that this is the issue. Take accountability.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And according to the Bible, in the end days, good is going to be called evil and evil is going to be called good. And guess what? Now people are trying to say that what Karmelo Anthony did is good, and they're using race to do it. That is evil. And it needs to be called out. And people need to be held responsible for their own personal decisions. So when I say this isn't about race, I'm not saying that race is not being brought into it, because it is. Because of you people. Because of the race baiters on both sides. We do not know if this happened because of race. It just so happens that it was a black kid who unalived a white kid. That's heartbreaking. It's sad. It's heartbreaking. It's sad when it's black on black, when it's white on white, when it's white on black, when it's black on white. I don't care. Hold the person individually responsible for what they did and stop making it about race. Morgan Freeman said it perfectly. How do we end the racist issue? How do we end the race wars and the race baiting? How do we end racism? Stop talking about it. Stop. You're destroying this country and what it was built on. I will not take sides. I will hold people accountable for their personal decisions. You can call me whatever name you want. I don't care. I don't care if you call me a traitor. I don't care if you call me whatever it is you want to call me. I'm not changing my mind. Sin is sin.
Sarah, she's even came after me. She's even said all of those.
She did the right thing to make the public knows what is happening. So whosoever is struggling to twist the whole situation, nothing will happen. Like I said, I don't like people who do this divide using race as a factor. I don't know why they want to make this as a race issue. It should not be. I understand the kind of games they play every single time. Thank you guys for always being sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense, because if you are afraid the day before where you have to take up into school, why not notify your parents? Parents, you notify the school teacher. School teacher, let's bring these kids in here and resolve this issue. It's called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case, because it always is one until you look at the facts of the case and compare the two. You have to compare who was the initial aggressor. Was it an aggressive act for him to go up and say, get away from the tent? Did he do more than that? My understanding was maybe he touched him and put hands on him. Granted, that makes the decedent in this case maybe the initial aggressor. But you really still then have to look at whether or not Karmelo Anthony responded with appropriate force.
She's afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her.
She's even said all of those things.
Followers for anything, and then the
Registration Act is
talking about this man,